Hello everyone, welcome back to the Black Naturalist channel. So what I wanted to come to you today is, another killing at a high school here in California, and it's in the Bay Area. So obviously this is a white on white crime, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is they are withholding the name of the individual, and once I go right ahead and finish reading on the article as to what the police officers did, this is what made me think that, okay, this is a white on white crime. Because we all know that if it was a black on black crime, it would be all over the news. But this situation is not all over the news. So this took place in a Santa Rosa high school. This took place at Montgomery High School in Santa Rosa, which is about 55 miles north of San Francisco. Now, according to the police chief, John Cragen, he said that there were two male students, both juniors, who had been stabbed but were alert and conscious at the time. Now, there was a fight that broke out at the school. There was a fight between two juniors and a freshman, and it did get physical. Now, the officers learned that the 15-year-old suspect, the one who had the knife, their name they are not going to release. He has fled the school after the incident. So one of the victims appeared to have sustained 3 stab wounds to the upper body, while the other had 1 stab wound to the left hand. One of the 16-year-old boy later died at the hospital, while the other one was treated and is suspected to survive. The victims' identities have not yet been released. Now, authorities eventually received a tip from witnesses that the teen, who was in hiding in a creek behind St. Eugene's Cathedral School. The officers had scoured the area, and they was able to locate the 15-year-old juvenile who was hiding in the creek bed there, who was laying down on his stomach trying to conceal himself. So he knew that what he did was wrong, but he was trying to conceal himself. So instead of doing the right thing, I guess just staying there to be arrested, he behaved like a child. And so you know what the police did? They treated him like a child. Officers slowed down. They used restraint. They didn't use any force. And they were safely able to take this young man into custody. Doesn't that not sound right to you? The officers slowed down. They used restraint. They didn't use any force. Now, we know how the police officers, the race soldiers, how they mistreat our young. There's a video out there circulating of a young man. He's either 16 or 17. He's autistic. He does have special needs. And one of the teachers took away his Nintendo Switch, and he ended up pushing her. Now they're charging him as an adult. But yet, here we have this alleged white boy, this alleged 15-year-old who is a white boy, who stabbed 2 juniors at his high school, Montgomery High School. One of them eventually succumbed to the wounds. They over here treated him like a child. They saw him laying down on his stomach trying to conceal himself. So what they did, they treated him like a child by making sure that they used restraint. They made sure that they did not go all out like they normally would do on our children. See, I am so sick and tired of the double standard that these people have against our people. See, the police officers used to be known as slave catchers. And we all know what they did during slave catching time. That if they caught a slave that was outside, not on the plantation, 9 times out of 10, they would do one or two things. They would forcibly take that slave and put him back on the plantation, or they would kill him. These police officers, they are doing the same thing. They would either take them to jail, or they would just straight up kill them. 9 times out of 10, if this was a young black boy who did the same thing that this young allegedly white boy has did, that young black boy, he would be dead, and his family would be trying to figure out how to pay for a funeral. But yet all these police officers did was they used restraint against themselves. When we know that it is white people who kill police officers in higher numbers, but yet they mistreat our people as if we're the ones that's going after police officers in higher number, killing them when we are not. I'm sorry, deleting them when we are not. We don't do any of that type of mess with the police officers, but yet the police officers come after us with full might. They come after us with tanks. They come after us with their shields. They come after us with their World War III type weapons against us. That's what they do against us black people, against us foundational black Americans. We are living under a system of white supremacy, and every single day we have to act like it. We as black parents need to be teaching our children about this system of white supremacy so that they won't become confused and that they will know how to maneuver in this system. This system was not built for us. This system was built against us. We have presidents after presidents, racist presidents that use any and everything to oppress us and to oppress and suppress us. That's what they have done. They use the federal funding, the state funding, in order to push us into modern slavery, which is called prisons. That's what they have done. And when it comes to our children, because I did a live video recently about a young black boy. His name is Martell Williams. He was playing a basketball game, which was like 26 minutes away from where a so-called incident, a shootout that took place at a Dollar General store where someone was killed. However, the young boy, he was arrested in class. He was in class, and the police officers, they did not let him know as to why he was being arrested. They just told him, put your hands behind your back. They read him his rights, and then they took him away. After they found out that the young boy was nowhere near the vicinity as to where the shooting took place, the family, they are now suing. However, the Waukegan police, the ones who arrested him, they don't have any comment. You see, this is exactly what they do to our children. They traumatize our children, and they know good and well that if they do this, it makes our children not trust the police officers, and it makes them want to rebel against the police officers. So these police officers know exactly what they are doing. We have police officers that manhandles our children. There is one years ago where these black teenagers, they were somewhere around a pool park, and there was a police officer that took one of the black girls and he swung her around by her hair. We seen videos of police officers inside of the school. One girl, he done picked up and slammed her on her back. We see this, and we also at the same time see there is a photo, not a photo, but a video of one white person, this white man who was stabbing the police officers while they was trying to arrest him, and yet not one of them pulled out a gun or not even a stun gun to stop him. There's another video of a white man who had a chainsaw and he was whirling it around at that police officer. The police officer didn't put out a gun. He did not put out his stun gun. He didn't do any of that. All he did was have his hand raised up against his body to try to tell the guy to stop, and he kept walking backwards. He did not use any type of force at that white man who had that chainsaw. But when it comes to us and we don't have any weapons on us, they kill our people. They're no different than the slave catchers. The only thing that changed was the name. That is it. The star symbol that they have to identify that they are the police is the same thing that they use as the slave catchers. They kept it the same way. You have the FBI who said that white supremacists has infiltrated the law office. Well, you know what? No, the police office. You know what? No, they was already there. White supremacists is the police. They was already there. They have never infiltrated. There is photos of people dressing up in the KKK walking directly into the police station. That's exactly what we are dealing with these days. We are dealing with soulless demon people walking on this earth. They have no regards for our life. They want us all dead. That is the exact reason why they always come up with us being 13% of the population, but yet we commit 60% of the crimes, which is not true. White people are the largest population, so therefore they commit the large amount of crimes. However, the problem is that they are not convicted for their crimes. That is the problem that we are facing. It is a lot easier to demonize a group of people that you hate. It is a whole lot easier to demonize us because you hate us. And so therefore, you want everybody to be afraid of us. You want everybody to think like, oh, white people need to stay away from black people. Like that Scott Adams guy, the comic strip guy had just said, white people, you need to stay away from black people. You know what? We need to stay away from you. Give us our check and we will build on our own and watch us grow. But see, they don't want us to have that type of ability. Like I have said the other day about the watermelon, the stereotype. They don't want us to grow in power. They don't want us to grow in power. They want us to be miserable in our lives. We are always surviving. We can never thrive in this system of white supremacy. That is the thing they don't want. They don't want us to thrive. They want us to continue to be in survival mode and nothing more. Nothing more. So we have a battle. We have a war on our hands every single day. And we have to constantly put up a fight against this every single day. I'm, for one, am tired of it. I really, really wish that this system would just would fail so that everything could come apart and so that they can lose out on their system of protection. I just want it to fall apart so that this system of white supremacy will break up. That's what I want. Every white person to be in the same boat with us. That's what I want. They have nowhere else to go. But see, these white people, they want a second civil war. That's what they want. When I be scrolling through these Twitter streets and things like that, and I be reading some of these posts, and they be saying that, you know what? We need another war. We need a second civil war. And they always saying that the Statue of Liberty always need fresh blood. You have white people that wants to go to war with us, but yet they know that we are outnumbered and that we are outgunned. Too many of our people don't want to go to war against white people, even though white people are going to war with us. They are harming our children. They are harming our family. They are messing with us mentally, and they're messing with us spiritually. We all suffer from some type of post-traumatic syndrome. That's what we're all suffering from. It has been passed down from generation to generation since slavery. So going back to this article, this is the reason why I said that this has to be a young white boy. This young white boy who did this, because they even saying in the article that they're not going to release his name. And the way how those police officers took him in, they used restraint and they did not use any force. But when it comes to our children, they use all type of force that there is in their power to help to break our people, to break our young people's spirit. And then they know that once our young people don't have the respect for the police, then they know that they are going to do any and everything that is going to cause some type of issue. They view our children, our young boys at the age of 5, they view him as being a young man. And at the age of 3, for our girls, they view her as being a young girl, which is easier for them to overly sexualize her. Our children become adults at the ages of 5 and 3. They don't look at our children as being children. When they say 14-year-old, they always say 14-year-old man when it comes to describing young black boys. Or a 9-year-old woman, like that young girl, she was minding her own business. Someone called the police. I think she was doing some type of experimentation, and someone in the neighborhood called the police. And then they said that here's a 9-year-old woman out here causing some type of disturbance, when really she was just minding her own business, spraying a little spray in order to kill the bugs outside. That's all she was doing. But yet they said she was a 9-year-old woman instead of saying she was a 9-year-old girl. 9-year-old woman? I've never heard of them describe a white girl like that, who's 9 years old, doing something. Okay? Never in my I mean, these people, they really are sick. These people really have no soul. And this is why I cannot understand how our people want to sit up and lay up next to them. I do not understand how our people want to sit up and try to befriend them in such a way that they think that it's going to end racism when it is not. No matter how hard you try to be nice to these people true colors will always show and will always come out. It never fails. So I'm going to keep my eye on this story to see what's going to happen in the future. Hopefully they will release the name. That's why I'm saying it's a alleged white boy, because the way how they treated him, because if he was a black boy, they would have killed him. They would have killed him. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope you enjoy your day.